So Xiaomi has recently added K70 Ultra to their popular K series at a great price. And this is a performance monster with some shortcomings. Let me share my hands-on experience and initial impressions with you all. And before we talk about the beautiful screen here, let me tell you about how does it feel in hand. All the phones these days are around 200 grams, but this phone comes with 211 grams. So this feels a little heavier but sturdy at the same time. My iPhone 14 Pro Max is 7.9mm thick, but this phone is 8.4mm thick. And I will tell you why a little later in the video. And the third, oh boy, how many times do you see a beautiful borderless screen like this? And this is possible because of these uniform bezels all around, which makes the screen to body ratio to 89.1%, and which is very close to flagships these days. And there are two other things which I really liked in the design. And this comes with a frosted screen on the back, like all the iPhones. That means no messy fingerprints on the back of this phone. And this is the black color. You get two more colors in this phone, which is blue and white, along with a Lamborghini limited edition. And another good point is the frame here is not made of plastic. This is aluminum frame, which ensures durability. And I like the camera bumps here. They are not deep at all. In terms of other cutouts, you get a dual speaker system on top and bottom which supports Dolby Atmos, and you get a power button on the side which is textured this time. And let me talk about the beautiful screen now. Though this screen does not have one thing which I want, but let's look at the specs first. This has got 6.67-inch AMOLED flat screen here. This is the same TCL C8 Plus panel which we have seen in Xiaomi 14. By the way, this is 1.5K screen with 144Hz refresh rate. The aspect ratio is about 20:9 and comes with 446 ppi of pixel density. And Xiaomi has done a great job in terms of brightness section this time. The screen has about 1600 nits of high brightness zones, and the peak brightness here is 4000 nits. And this also comes with 3840Hz PWM dimming display, which gets activated in the low light condition when the brightness is lower than 60 nits. Other features for the screen is that it supports HDR+, Dolby Vision, P3 color gamut, etc. And this also comes with a screen protection, which is Dragon Glass screen protection this time. Now, please note that display is not LTPO OLED display, which means it cannot adjust the refresh rate automatically. And I would have loved to see this feature in this phone. But overall, it comes with a boxy design, a flat screen, and with a good grip. And this looks aesthetically pleasing to me overall. Now is the time to talk about the hot topic here, performance. This phone is positioned as performance-centric phone because of the chipset here. It has got MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus chipset, which is flagship chipset by MediaTek at this moment. If you look at the Antutu score here for this phone, it is whooping 2.4 million, which is crazy at this price point. And this chipset can easily be compared to Snapdragon 8 Zen G3. But I'm sure you know that the optimization of chipset with other component is as important as specs of the chip itself. And Xiaomi is really trying hard to make it work for them. They have collaborated with MediaTek and they have opened a R&D lab to make these chipsets more optimized for Xiaomi phones. And this is the first phone after their collaboration. And to add to this performance, there's a new gaming chip D1 inside this phone which is developed by Xiaomi. This D1 chip helps inserting additional frames in the supported game to make the gameplay even smoother. Xiaomi claims that you can play PUBG at 120 FPS without any lags for straight 30 minutes. Let's see how does this phone perform in longer run. If you talk about the storage, all the storage variants come with UFS 4.0, which makes your data transfer fast and smooth. And before we go to the camera section, I would love to talk about how Xiaomi is trying to ride the AI wave this time. You get one AI processing chip for the photo enhancement. Other than that, there's a dedicated section for AI tools. We have Mi Call Assistant here this time, which can call anyone or answer any call on your behalf. Then we have a Mi Translate tool, which can translate audio or any text in the real time. Third AI tool is the AI Scanner, which can scan any text, convert them to PDF, scan business cards, etc. And the fourth AI tool is AI Voice Command, which is nothing but a voice assistant. Now let's talk about the camera setup. We have got a triple camera setup here at the back, and let me tell you details of each lens. The main lens is coming from Sony, which is 50 megapixel Sony IMX906. The sensor size here is 1x1.56 and it comes with wide aperture of f1.7. And this wide aperture is really good for low light condition. This lens also has PDAF autofocus and optical image stabilization. You get optical zoom of 2x and a digital zoom of 6x. Overall, Sony IMX906 is good for color reproduction and dynamic range. And if we talk about the video recording, this can record up to 4K 60 FPS without HDR, and with HDR it is capped to 4K 30 FPS. The second lens you see here is 8 megapixel telephoto lens with a sensor size of 1 by 1.4. The field of view for this lens is 119 degree, and overall this is just an average lens. And now the third lens is a 2 megapixel macro lens, which is almost useless. You'll get a better image quality if you click the picture from the main sensor and then crop it later. On the front you get a 20 megapixel selfie lens, which comes with the aperture of f2.0. The selfie camera here also supports HDR, but the video recording here is capped to 1080 30 FPS only. By the way, we had seen the similar camera strategy in OnePlus Ace 3 Pro, which was launched recently. Now in terms of battery performance, the battery capacity has been increased to 5500 mAh as compared to K70 Ultra, and this is one of the primary reasons why the thickness has increased for this phone. Now this phone supports 120 watt of fast charging, and this can be charged to 100% just in 24 minutes. Xiaomi has also implemented 2 chips inside C1 and G1 to improve charging efficiency and battery health. On the connectivity front, you get dual Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4 for a high quality connection. You get NFC here, and as always you get an infrared port here. And this also comes with Surge T1 chipset, which improves the connectivity, and we had seen this chip in Xiaomi 14 as well. And in the biometric department you get a fingerprint scanner as well. And on the bottom you get a USB-C port for connectivity, but this is USB 2.0, not 3.0. And one of the biggest highlight for this phone is IP68 certification. So this phone is dust and water resistant. Now you can see China prices of all the variants on the screen, and it starts with 2599 yuan for the base model of 12 gigs and 250 gig model. Series in China is very important lineup for Xiaomi because it gets converted into Poco and Xiaomi T series globally. For example, last year K60 Ultra was rebranded as Xiaomi 13T Pro with better cameras and some other improvements. Xiaomi is likely to follow the same recipe this year as well, where you can see this phone rebranded as Xiaomi 14T Pro with better cameras, some other modifications and a higher price tag. Overall, I think this phone is a flagship killer in terms of performance. This has got everything what you need from a high performing phone, but it has its own shortcomings here and there. So please let me know, what do you think about this phone? Do you like it or hate it? And thank you for watching the video. Stay happy, stay blessed, and I'll see you around.